Hey everybody, my name is Kendra Aarhus. I'm a beauty guide with LimeLight by Alcone, and today I want to show you something that I very rarely do in tutorials. And I'm going to do a really nice, light, dewy, glowy look inspired by the holidays. So I've started by prepping my face. So I've used my regular cleanser and moisturizer and my serum. I use Sotox serum, and then I'm using our Must Do oil. That is going to give the base for a really good glowy look. The whole point of this makeup look is to look very fresh, very youthful and glowing, and even a little dewy maybe. So it's really important to prep your skin properly with a lot of good moisture. So I'm going to start by using my foundation palette here. I'm going to use my lighter concealer, which is our number 0. And I'm just going to put a little bit on my hand and warm it up a little bit. And that on my eyelids. This is going to prime my eyes for eyeshadow to stick to better. Now, you notice I'm not doing foundation first, and that is one of the tips that I like to share all the time, is if you do your eyeshadow first, you don't risk that fallout getting under your eyes, because you'll be able to wipe it off. So I'm going to use our Holiday Eyeshadow Palette by LimeLight, and I'm going to start with this lighter color number 17, and I'm going to load a fluffy eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to go the top of the brow and in the inner corner. Notice also I am tapping the product on to my eyes instead of sweeping. I find that you get a lot better coverage when you do your eyeshadow this way, and also makes a lot less of a mess. All right, so next I'm going to go into this light gold color. I'm going to just use the same brush. I'm going to wipe off that number 17 that's on there, and same fluffy brush here, and I'm just going to apply this all over the lid. And it really doesn't matter what shape your eyes are for this look, even if you have hooded eyes or big wide eyes, doe eyes, almond eyes, whatever. This eyeshadow look will look good on anybody. So you can see I'm just kind of feathering it up very lightly. All right, so now I'm going to take a pointed brush. You don't have to use a brush exactly like this, but I'm going to use that brick color, and I'm just going to very lightly into the corner of the eye here, outer corner. Now I'm going to clean my brush off, and I'm just going to sweep that color through the crease just a little bit. And you'll notice if you do it when your eyes open, you can see right where your crease is, and that pointed brush gets right in there where it belongs. And this is just a very subtle bit of darkness. If you happen to get it a little too dark, which I feel like it is right there, just take that number 17 on your brush and go over that, and you'll be good. All right, so now take your angled liner brush, and I'm going to get this brush wet with our 10 Years Younger finishing spray. I'm going to go right back into that brick color, and I'm going to use this as an eyeliner. So I'm going to load this brush up, and I'm going to start in the middle of my eye and just tap that color into my lash line, right at the lash line, very close. You could really use any color that you wanted to for this. You could use brown, you could use black. The idea is just to get it a little bit darker, and you don't have to use eyeliner at all, but it helps make your lashes look thicker. And then very lightly, I'm just gonna light liner on the underneath side. So now I'm gonna use a clean edge of a makeup wipe, this one here, and I'm just gonna run that under my eyes, and you can see there's definitely some eyeshadow that fell out under there. So it's good to get rid of that so your concealer doesn't have to work so hard. And I'm going to go back in with a little bit of my Sotox serum. All right, now I'm gonna just really quickly work on my eyebrows. I don't like to do a lot with my eyebrows, but I'm gonna use a kind of a light brown color here. I believe it's our color number 32. and using a clean, dry, angled brush like this, I'm just going to start in the middle of the brow. I think polished brows make a huge difference, but you know, I can't get into that sculpted brow look. I think it looks good on other people, just not this girl. But again, the idea with this look is to be very soft and more natural. So a more natural brow is going to go with this look a little bit better today. So I've put a little bit of foundation on the back of my hand, just a little bit. And now I'm going to take a couple of drops of our One Drop Wonder Oil, literally 2 drops, and I'm going to mix those 2 together and turn this cream foundation into a liquid. And the reason I'm doing that is because it's going to help achieve that soft glowy look, thin the foundation out so it's not quite so full coverage, but still give you enough coverage that you look nice and flawless. And then using a stippling brush, or sometimes I'll use our Blenderful sponge, and then I'll go through and just move it all around and get it everywhere. So once your foundation's applied, you're going to notice that when you've mixed it with an oil, and you can use Must-Do for this as well, but when you've mixed your foundation with an oil, you kind of get this really greasy look. But don't worry, we're going to tone that down in a minute. All right, now I'm going to take that light foundation again, that number 0, and this should be a shade or 2 lighter than your skin tone. And I'm going to apply that on the back of my hand and rub it in under my eyes and on the top of my cheekbone. And then using my stippling brush again, I'm just going to blend that in. And that's going to brighten up this cheekbone area and the under eye area to help hide dark circles, help conceal some lines and wrinkles I have going on. I'm going to highlight my nose a little bit, and my chin, and my forehead. Again, this is just a subtle highlight to kind of play with light and get that young, youthful, glowing look. So this is my highlight and contour palette. I'm going to start with the highlight over here. This is our blush number 6. And I like to use kind of a pointed brush here. And I'm just going to apply the blush number 6, this lightest blush, on the top of my cheekbone. So I'm applying this directly over my non-set foundation. This is going to really amp up the glow factor and kind of help set that in. Now I'm going to use a little bit of bronzer, but I'm not really going to contour. Since this is just a really light look, I'm simply just going to take this along the edges of my face just to give it a little bit of dimension and not go anywhere past my brow bone. Remember, when you're putting this on unset foundation, it's going to be a lot more pigmented than if it was on dry, set with powder foundation. So a little goes a long way, and it's going to really stick where you put it. So you can really pick whatever blush you wanted to use. I'm trying to keep this bright and glowy, so I'm going to use blush number 5. And the same brush, I'm going to wipe the bronzer off to make sure that's off of there. And I'm just going to sweep this, when you smile, this apple of your cheek, there. And then I'm going to wipe that off again. And the key here is to really just blend that with a clean brush. All right, now I'm going to go into my setting powder, back into my highlight contour palette. And I'm going to clean off that pointed brush because I like to use that pointed brush to set the concealer under my eyes. Now you're going to want to be strategic about where you set your foundation and how much powder you use, because you really want to let that healthy glow from everything you've just done set in, but you don't want to look greasy. So definitely set through the T-zone, especially if you get really oily through there, and a lot of us do partway through the day. And then very, very lightly, I'm going to set that through my cheeks. Again, using just a touch of powder, keeping the glow of all that work we just did, but making sure that it looks nice and natural. If you have not tried our Perfect mascara, it is amazing. I don't need to curl my lashes, but if you do, that's fine. I'm not going too heavy with the mascara because, again, this is supposed to be light and airy. This mascara has lengthening and thickening fibers in it. It's amazing, quick, one step. Now onto lips. Going to use our Perfect Liner number 2. This is our lightest liner. If you're a little darker complected than I am, you may need to go to the number 1. It's a little bit darker nude. And really, the only reason that I'm lining my lips is to keep everything on my lips. Helps the color stay longer, and it helps it from feathering out. I especially have that problem on my bottom lip. And I'm going to use our Creme Brulee Enduring Lip Color. This is like a lip stain. I'm going to apply it to the bottom lip first. Last. Now, after you've applied the Enduring Lip Color, you can apply a gloss over top of it. It does kind of inhibit the staying power when you apply a gloss over it, but it's really pretty. So I am going to do that today as well. And I just apply it very little bit through the middle of my lips, and then use my finger to spread it out. This is our Enduring Lip Color in Grace. And this is something really easy that you can put together yourself in 10 or 15 minutes before work. It's a great daytime look, or it's even a great nighttime look if you're a minimal makeup wearer. If you have any questions about the products that you saw in this video, check out the information below. I will link to all of the product information and where you can purchase this makeup through my website. You can also check me out at KendraAarhus.com. Have a great day, everybody.